Good morning students. I welcome you to the science video session of standard 5. Today we are going to learn about plants. Unit 3 plant lesson. Plants are useful to us in many ways. We get food from the plants. Plants produce flowers. See students, this is flower. What is the color of the flower? The flower is in orange color. Come on students, let's learn about flowers in detail. Come on students, let's learn some new words and their meanings.
Sepals. S-E-P-A-L-S. Sepals. Each of the parts of the calyx of a flower enclosing the petals and typically green and leaf-like. Sepals. Each of the parts of the calyx of a flower enclosing the petals and typically green and leaf-like. Petal. P-E-T-A-L. Petal. Each of the segments of the corolla of a flower which are modified leaves and are typically colored. The meaning of petal is each of the segments of the corolla of a flower which are modified leaves and are typically colored. Androecium. A-N-D-R-O-E-C-I-U-M. Androecium is the stamens of a flower collectively. The stamens of a flower collectively is called androecium. Stamens. S-T-A-M-E-N-S. Stamens is the male fertilizing organ of a flower, typically consisting of a pollen containing anther and a filament. The male fertilizing organ of a flower typically consisting of a pollen containing anther and a filament. Gynoecium. G-Y-N-O-E-C-I-U-M. Gynoecium. The female part of a flower consisting of one or more carpels. Gynoecium is the female part of a flower consisting of one or more carpels. Germination. G-E-R-M-I-N-A-T-I-O-N. Germination means the development of a plant from a seed or spore after a period of dormancy. The development of a plant from a seed or spore after a period of dormancy.
Introduction about plants. Plants are useful to us in number of ways. They produce their own food. At the same time, they are used as food by men and animal. Plants are not only used as food but also as medicine. Almost all parts of the plants are useful to us. As a natural source, they are beautiful and pleasing to our eyes. They release oxygen, which is essential for our survival, into the atmosphere. Some plants grow in our surroundings naturally and some are grown by us. We need to know about plants which are useful to us in many ways. Let us study in the lesson about the life cycle of plants, agriculture and the types of soil. Reproduction in plants. R-E-P-R-O-D-U-C-T-I-O-N. Reproduction. In I-N-N. Plants. P-L-A-N-T-S. Plants. Plants reproduction is the production of new offspring in plants. which can be accompanied by sexual or asexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction produces offsprings by the fusion of gametes resulting in offspring genetically different from the parent or parents. Reproduction is the process by which new plants of the same species are produced. Both plants and animals reproduce. The flowers perform the function of reproduction in plants. There are two kinds of reproduction takes place in plants. They are sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Come on students, let's learn about sexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, new plants emerge from the seeds. Sexual reproduction produces offsprings by the fusion of gametes resulting in offspring genetically different from the parent or parents. Asexual reproduction. A-S-E-X-U-A-L. Asexual reproduction. R-E-P-R-O-D-U-C-T-I-O-N. Asexual reproduction produces plants that are genetically identical to the parent plant because no mixing of male and female gametes takes place. Vegetative reproduction results in new plant individuals without the protection of seeds or spores. Many different types of roots exhibit vegetative reproduction. In asexual reproduction, new plants are produced from roots, stems, buds and leaves. Come on students, let's learn about flower. F-L-O-W-E-R, flower. Come on students, let's learn about flowers in detail. The four important parts of the flower are petals, sepal, androecium and gynoecium. Flower act as a reproductive part of the plant. It is a modified shoot. Flowers have four important parts. They are sepal, petal, androecium and gynoecium. Come on students, let's learn about the part of the flowers in detail. First one, sepal. S-E-P-A-L, sepal. Sepals are modified leaves that enchase the developing flower. They are sterile floral parts and may be either green or leaf-like or composed of petal, like tissue. Petals are also sterile floral parts that usually function as visually. It is the outer part of the flower. Usually, it is small green in color. It protects the bud in the early stages. Come on students, let's learn about petal. P-E-T-A-L, petal. It is often colorful and it attracts the insects. Petals are also sterile floral parts that usually function as visually elements serving to attract specific pollinators to the flower. The calyx and the corolla together are referred to as the perianth. Come on students, let's learn about androecium. A-N-G-R-O-E-C-I-U-M, androecium. The anther consists of four sac-like structures that produce pollen for pollination. Small secretory structures called nectaries are often found at the base of the stamens. They provide food rewards for insect and bird pollinators. All the stamens of a flower are collectively called the androecium. It is the male reproductive part of the flower. It is composed of stamens. Each stamen consists of a stalk called filament and a small bag-like structures called anther at the tip. The pollen grains are produced in the anther with the pollen sacs. Come on students, let's learn about gynoecium. 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 It is the female part of the flower. It has three parts. They are ovary, style and stigma. The ovary contains the ovules. The gynoecium is the innermost word of a flower. It consists of pistils and is typically surrounded by the pollen, producing reproductive organs. The stamens collectively called the androecium. The flowers which contain either androecium or gynoecium are called unisexual flowers. Example, corn, papaya.
Now you are seeing papaya flower. The flowers which contain androecium or gynoecium are called unisexual flowers. Example, papaya flower.
Cucumber. The flowers which contain both androecium and gynoecium are called bisexual flowers. Example, mustard, rose.
See student, this is what plant? Very good. This is rose plant. The plant which contain both androecium and gynoecium are called bisexual plants. Example, rose.
To attract the pollinators, plants are bright in color and produce smell in their flower. Plants which are pollinated by the honeybees.
See students, in this specimen you can see the three types of honeybee. Queen is the largest member of the bee colony. Next is the drones. They are the fertile mates. Last is the worker bees. They are sterile female bees and the smallest members of the colony.
And butterflies have sweet scents and bigger colorful petals. Example, sunflower.
See student, this is sunflower. Sunflower require a pollinator like bees to move pollen from one flower to another. Unlike corn and other crops, very little pollination is accomplished by wind. Sunflower pollen is heavy and stick and most of it ends up on the leaves of the plant during windy days.
Pumpkin.
See this plant student, you can see the pumpkin flower. The flowers that pumpkin seed produce are beautiful funnel-shaped blossoms of a vibrant orange or yellow color. They may be approximately 4 to 5 inches in diameter. Pumpkin plant produce both male and female flower parts called staminate and pistillate respectively.
Pigments present in petals give them different colors. Plants which are pollinated by moth and bats release their fragrance mostly at night and have colorless petals. Example, mango.
See student, this is mango tree. This mango tree has colorless petals because they are pollinated by moth and bats during night time. So they are having colorless petals.
Banana.
Students, now we are in the banana field. Bats feeding on nectar pollinate species of wild bananas that have dropping or horizontal flowers. Birds pollinate the upright flower of ornamental bananas. Bats also eat the pulp of bananas and scatter their seeds in their feces.
Guava.
See student, this is a guava tree. This tree has colorless petal. The flower is colorless because they are pollinated by bats and moths during night time.
Jasmine.
See student, this is jasmine plant. What is the color of jasmine? Very good. Jasmine is in white color.
See student, this is jasmine plant. This jasmine blooms during night. The color of jasmine is white color.
See the color of this flower, students. It is colorless. These flowers are pollinated by bats and moths. This flower transmit their fragrance during night time. So they are colorless,
etc. Students, do you know who are the pollinators? Birds, bats, butterflies, moths, flies, beetles, wasps, small mammals, and most importantly, bees are the pollinators. They visit flower to drink nectar or feed off pollen and transport pollen grains as they move from spot to spot. The following table gives the name of the pigment present in petals. See the table, students. From this table we can able to know the pigment present in the petals. Color of the petals, name of the pigment. If the flower is having red, pink, blue or purple color petals means the pigment present in the petal is anthocyanin. If the flower is having yellow or orange color petal means the pigment name is carotenoids. If the flower is having green color petal means the pigment name is chlorophyll. How do plants use pigments? Pigments are useful to plants and other autotrophs organisms which make their own food using photosynthesis. In plants, algae and cyanobacteria, pigments are the means by which the energy of sunlight is captured for photosynthesis. Come on, students, let's go to the garden and see the different pigment present in the petals of the flower.
See the color of the flower, student. The flower is in red color. Red color flower means the pigment name is anthocyanin. See the color of the flower, students. The flower is in red color. If the petal of the flower is in red color means the pigment name is anthocyanin. Students, now we are in the chrysanthemum flower field. This flower belongs to daisy family of brightly colored petals. This plant is used for ornamental purpose. See this plant, student. This plant is chrysanthemum. See the petals. The petals are yellow in color. If the petals are yellow in color means the pigment name is carotenoids. See the flower, students. The color of the petals of the flower is purple color. So the name of the pigment is anthocyanin, gives purple color to the petals. See this plant, students. The color of the flower is pink in color. If the petals are pink in color means the pigment present is anthocyanin. Students, see this plant. The color of the flower is in yellow color. If the petal of the flower is yellow in color means the pigment name is carotenoids. See the color of the flower, students. It is pink in color. If the petal is pink in color means the pigment present is anthocyanin. What is the color of this flower, students? It is orange in color. This flower is orange in color due to the presence of carotenoid. The name of the pigment is carotenoid. See this plant, students. The color of the petal is in red color. Due to the pigment called anthocyanin, these flowers have red and pink color petals. See, students, the color of the flower is purple color. It is due to the pigment known as anthocyanin. See the color of this plant, student. It is yellow in color.
Students, do you know about Kurinji flower? The Neela Kurinji is a monocopic plant, meaning that each shrub reproduces once after flowering and then dies. Undertakes a particular period for the new seeds to bloom. The mass flowering every 12 years helps the survival of the plant, as so many seeds are produced so that predators cannot eat them all. Where does Kurinji flower blooms in Tamil Nadu? The Kurinji flower is native of South India, growing in the Kodaikanal, Palani, Animalai and Nilgiris in Tamil Nadu. Kurinji is a shrub that used to grow abundantly in the Chola grassland of the Western Ghats in South India above 1800 meters. Kurinji or Neela Kurinji, Strobilanthes kuntianu, is a shrub that are found in the Chola forest of the Western Ghats in South India. Nilgiri Hills, which literally means the Blue Mountains, get their name from the purplish blue flowers of Neela Kurinji that blooms once in 12 years. Come on students, let's do the activity.
See student, this is hibiscus flower. We are going to separate this flower as sepal, petal, androecium and gynoecium. See student, this is sepal. It protects the flower during bud condition. See student, this is petal. So this hibiscus flower has 5 petals. Student, this is petals. See student, this is stamen. This yellow color is called anther and this part is called filament. See anther and then this is filament. These two constitute the male reproductive part, that is androecium. See student, this part is stigma, this part is filament and this part is ovary. So stigma, style and ovary constitute the female part of the flower.
Come on students, let's learn about pollination. P-O-L-L-I-N-A-T-I-O-N. Pollination. Pollination is the act of transferring pollen grains from the male anther of a flower to the female stigma. The goal of every living organism, including plants, is to create offspring for the next generation. One of the ways that plants can produce offspring is by making seeds. Self-pollination and cross-pollination are the types of pollination. Transfer of pollen grains from the anther to stigma of a flower is called pollination. Pollination is the first important event in the development of fruit and seed. Pollination is followed by fertilization. Two types of pollination takes place in the flowering plants. They are self-pollination and cross-pollination. Come on students, let's learn about self-pollination. S-E-L-F, self-pollination. P-O-L-L-I-N-A-T-I-O-N, pollination. Students, look at the picture students. From this picture you can understand clearly about self-pollination. The transfer of pollen grains from the anther of a flower to the stigma of the same flower is called self-pollination. Example of self-pollination are sunflower, peas, peanut, potato, wheat, etc. Cross pollination. C-R-O-S-S. Cross pollination. P-O-L-L-I-N-A-T-I-O-N. Cross pollination. The transfer of pollen grains of a flower to the stigma of another flower of a different plant of the same species is called cross pollination. Look at the picture, students. From this picture you can able to understand about cross pollination. Example for cross pollination are strawberries, grapes, apples. In self-pollination, seeds produce weak plants and new varieties of plants cannot be produced. In cross-pollination, seeds produce good plants and new varieties of plants can be produced. Pollination takes place through different agents. They are explained below. First one, pollination by wind, anemophily. The flowers pollinated by wind are mostly small in size and do not have any attractive color, smell and nectar. The pollen grains are non-sticky, dry, light and powdery. Hence they are easily carried away by the wind. Example, grass, maize, pine. See the picture, students, how pollination is take place by wind. Pollination by water, hydrophily. The flowers of water plant are not colorful and they have no nectar. Pollen grains of these plants have mucilaginous covering to protect them from getting wet. They float in water and reach other plants. Example, Vallisneria, Hydrilla, Zostera. Pollination by insects, entomophily. This is the most common type of pollination in plants like sunflower.
See student, this is sunflower. Sunflower require a pollinator like bees to move pollen from one flower to another.
Lady's finger, brinjal.
See students, this is brinjal plant. See the color of the flower, it is purple in color.
And pumpkin.
See this plant student, you can see the pumpkin flower. The flowers that pumpkin seed produce are beautiful funnel shaped blossoms of a vibrant orange or yellow color. They may be approximately 4 to 5 inches in diameter. Pumpkin plant produce both male and female flower parts called staminate and pistillate respectively.
Some flowers are large in size and they have sweet smell. Some of these flowers produce nectar. They attract insects like butterflies and honeybees. See students, in this specimen you can see the 3 types of honeybee. Queen is the largest member of the bee colony. Next is the drones. They are the fertile mates. Last is the worker bees. They are sterile female bees and the smallest members of the colony. Students, do you know fruit bats, hummingbird and ants?
See this flower students. If you are seeing this flower means you can see the ant. The ant is visiting this flower to collect the nectar.
Can also act as pollinating agents. Pollination by birds is known as ornithophily. Ornithophily is defined as the process of pollination by birds. Birds which come to feed on flower material and fruits often allow dispersal of pollen grains with them to other nearby flowers. Such flowers are known as ornithophilous. Come on students, let's do the activity.
Hydrophily, Vallisneria hydrilla, Entomophily, brinjal, pumpkin, sunflower, Anemophily, grass, maize.
Come on students, let's do the evaluation. Define pollination.
The transfer of pollen grains from the anther to stigma of a flower is called pollination.
Write a note on parts of a flower.
Flower is the reproductive part of a plant. It is a modified shoot. Flowers have 4 important parts. They are sepal, petal, androecium, gynoecium. Sepal. It is the outer part of the flower. Usually it is small and green in color. It protects the bud in the early stage. Petal. It is often colorful and it attracts the insects. Androecium. It is the male reproductive part of the flower. It is composed of stamens. Each stamen consists of a stalk called filamen and a small bag-like structure called anther at the tip. The pollen grains are produced in the anther within the pollen sacs. Gynoecium. It is the female part of the flower. It has 3 parts. They are ovary, style and stigma. The ovary contains the ovules.
Draw the picture of a flower and label the parts.
Students, we have to draw the hibiscus flower and then we have to mark the parts for this question. So this is ovary, this part is style, this part is stigma. So style, ovary, stigma together it is called as carpel. This part is anther and this part is called filamen. These two combine together to form stamen. See students, you can see the ovules. So this is sepal and then this is petal.
Today we learn about reproduction in plants. Flower, parts of the flower, pollination, types of pollination. Thank you students.